I haven't talked about this guy in a hot minute, so hey, what's up? Today's video we're talking about James Charles, H3h3 Productions, and their clothing brand TeddyFresh, which to my knowledge is ran by Hila Klein from H3h3. So what started all of this? Well, James Charles decided to drop some merch that was extremely similar to the main line of TeddyFresh. So Ethan from H3 went on Twitter to call him out, as you see here. The color block hoodies from James seem to have the exact same color designs as the one from TeddyFresh, all the way down to the yellow cuffs on the sleeves. It also appears that James is selling matching sweat shorts to go with his, I guess, hoodies, which look identical to the ones that TeddyFresh is also selling. Essentially, the entire aesthetic from TeddyFresh is currently being emulated by James Charles's sister's apparel. Now don't get me wrong, I realize that aesthetics and vibes can't really be trademarked, and I'm not trying to say that James Charles is evil for ripping off that design, I'm just trying to say that he ripped off that design. Which brings me to the next point, because if he only ripped off the design, I probably wouldn't even make a video on this. The whole reason I wanted to cover this situation is because James Charles is guilty of doing exactly what Ethan from H3 is doing right now, which is essentially just seeing someone, I don't know, stealing his homework and going, hey, what the f, man, why are you stealing my homework? Which is a reasonable response. But I guess a lot of people think that Ethan's being childish or petty for claiming the whole color block thing. Yes, we realize he didn't create the color block, but those hoodies are identical. But the whole gag is James Charles acted the exact same way only a year ago when another brand ripped off his palette. That's right, exactly 1 year ago, James Charles publicly accused another makeup company for stealing the colors from his palette. That brand was Wet n Wild, and they essentially just kind of did the same thing to James as James did to Hila Klein. And that whole situation started with this makeup company tweeted this, and then of course a bunch of James Charles fans started tagging James Charles in it, going, hey, that looks pretty similar. Then James himself responded by saying, that's crazy, your new palette looks extremely similar. And then he followed that tweet by saying, there are only so many colors you can put into an eyeshadow palette, and I'm not claiming to own specific colors, but when you copy the exact shades and layout from my palette without even trying to hide it, clown emoji, clown emoji. Here, let me just adjust that tweet just a little bit so it can fit today's narrative. Okay, there's only so many colors you can put into a hoodie, and I'm not claiming to own specific colors, but when you copy the exact shades and layout from my hoodie without even trying to hide it, clown emoji, clown emoji. Ethan should just quote tweet that tweet with that edited tweet for a perfect gotcha moment. So it's safe to say that this whole situation is pretty ironic to say the least.
How we expected society to be in 2020. Flying cars. How society is in 2020. Hey, you stole my colors.
So now that we've seen how James Charles reacts when someone steals his colors, I guess it's time to see what he DM'd Ethan. Oof, looking closer to the screenshot you sent me, I will give you the heads up that one of the colorways we're doing is the exact copy of the purple, tan, pink, and teal hoodie you guys have. I designed the pastel one based on the Nike hoodie, but my design team pitched me a bunch of colorways once we decided on going to a color block collection, and I liked that one and said yes. Once again, not being familiar with your brand or hoodie. The units have been produced for a while now, so there's nothing I can do, but I'll definitely be speaking to them because although I didn't copy anything, they certainly may have, which is not okay. Not really a coincidence, is it then? Ethan wrote, and then James Charles continues with, but it appears as though it may not be. I'm speaking with the team now and I'll keep you updated on what they say. Ethan then replies, well, not really sure what to say. That hoodie is pretty much our hallmark as a brand, but now I'm learning there's more than one knocked off, so I'm a little bit speechless, I guess. He then follows it up by saying, once again, the main hoodie in the collection isn't knocked off. It had a different source of inspiration, has a different color body, and a different color pocket. The logo is completely different, placement, size, and color. You don't own color block either. The other colorway, which I did not personally select, but approved, however, is extremely similar, and I'm trying to get it to the bottom of how the design team came up with. Regardless, we don't have the same fan base or demographic, so there's no real competition here. All I can tell you is that I've never shopped on your website before, so I did not copy your brand. What? James, are you delusional? Why would he write that to his competitor in DMs? And then why would he say that they don't have the same fan base? I'm sorry to say this, James Charles fans definitely shops at Zumiez. Zumiez is one of the main retailers that hold TeddyFresh. why would someone shopping at Zoomies buy a TeddyFresh hoodie if they've already bought a sister's hoodie that looks identical? James, what the man? You can't pull that card because TeddyFresh is its own entity. It's not just H3H3 merch. It's its own clothing brand. It has its own fan base outside of the H3H3 fan base. Obviously, we live in a capitalistic world, hence why we have brands like Dr. Pepper and Dr. Pete. And it's completely fine being Dr. Pete, James Charles, but at least you have to kind of own up to it.
James Charles out here looking like Pete with a PhD.
He basically just admitted to ripping off TeddyFresh in Ethan's DMs. I don't know if that actually opens him up for any like legal repercussions here. I'm not a lawyer. If someone here is viewing this, is a lawyer, or knows anything about this, please let me know in the comments down below. But overall, James definitely comes across as a massive hypocrite here.
There's no way he can be like, oops, I had no idea, I've never heard of your brand. When aren't they, I mean, I could be wrong, but aren't they one of the main creators who has a successful clothing brand?
Yeah.
So how would he not? I don't know. I highly doubt that.
It would kind of be like me saying, oh, I had no idea about anti-social social club, and I just launched my anti-claim claim club merch, and I just had no idea of that brand.
Yeah.
Total coincidence. No, of course. No, I completely ripped off that brand.
At least you're owning up to it.
And I did that whole thing as a joke just because I kept on getting claimed back in the day, and that was just a way for me to offset claimed video revenue by selling anti-claimed claim club, because I'm anti being claimed, yet I was still claimed.
Yeah, but also the difference is that anti-social social club is like a huge like streetwear brand, right?
Yeah, but I would arguably say TeddyFresh is probably up there when it comes to revenue.
I just feel like it's weird that James Charles is a YouTuber. They're also YouTubers. They launch a like wildly successful clothing line, and then James Charles is like, ideas. Where should I get one? Let me just steal one. This has been successful, huh?
Well, I don't know. It's up for debate. But hey, that's just my opinion, so please let me know in the comments down below. What do you think? Do you think that James ripped off TeddyFresh? Or do you think that the H3 people are just being a little bit too overdramatic? Please let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, it'd be awesome if you dropped a like on it so more people can see it. If you're new here, I welcome you to my channel. It'd be awesome if you subscribed. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I don't talk, I get it. Yeah, you know I'm about it. If it kill me, I'ma let it. Run into the bag like I'm so athletic. I've been up since 6, making hits like tennis. I've been on fire, I just need my credit. Wanna go far, need to change my settings. Reaching for the stars, so my feet touch heaven. Haven't had first, bitch, already want seconds.